cool facts about giraffe you may not know. The unique biology of giraffes provides some interesting challenges in the wild. Often they exhibit strange behavior that we will try to explain in this video. We bet you already know that these African animals are the tallest mammals in the world. Maybe we can reveal some of the ones you didn't know in this video. Where do giraffes live? If you've traveled to Africa, one of the most popular safari photos is the silhouette of a giraffe feeding on an acacia tree. You will find giraffes in the plains of the Serengeti and Masai Mara in Kenya, Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and South Africa. What natural habitat are you most likely to see these wildlife animals in Africa? These African animals prefer forest areas in their natural habitat. This is where they'll find food trees to browse. They only use grasslands to travel. If fresh green food is available, they will not need water. If this is the case, you are unlikely to see them in rivers and lakes. They usually feed and move around during the cooler parts of the day in the early morning and afternoon. These African safari animals sometimes feed at night if there is bright moonlight. You'll see them resting in the midday heat, either standing up or lying down. Do they live in groups? Yes, you will find them in fairly loose, open flocks with no designated leaders to coordinate the movement of the flock. Mature bulls are very mobile and roam on their own but will bond with a herd that has a female inside. Their height gives them the advantage of being able to spot potential predators more easily. These animals are not territorial and float between groups without permanent relationships except for the bond between mother and calf. Fun fact, a group of giraffes still standing called a tower. But a moving group of giraffes is called flight. The social interaction, which these animals are likely to have when on an African safari, is a hug. This occurs during courtship, when it involves a pleasant and sexy act. Young males grapple with neck wrestling when you are a test of strength, each trying to wrestle each other a little out of balance. To understand the dominant hierarchies between them, look for the dominant animal, which will stand with its head high. The submissive lowers his head at an angle to his neck and drops his ears. What do giraffes eat? These long-necked browsers are able to take advantage of the feeding space in their habitats that only elephants share. Their altitude enables them to reach food that antelope cannot reach. It mainly feeds on acacia trees. Their tongues are dark-colored to protect from exposure to sunlight. Giraffes are very selective feeders and choose only the most nutritious leaves. They do this by pulling small leaves and twigs into its mouth with its lips and tongue. Sometimes they spit hard thorns and twigs. Their long tongues allow them to feed on trees that other animals would otherwise avoid. These African animals have a very efficient digestive system. This means they can survive in less than half of the browsing you would expect for an animal of this size. The presence of thorns on acacia trees slows this process, which means they have to spend at least 11 hours, and up to 20 hours per day feeding. In habitat areas where the soil is poor in calcium, they obtain this mineral by chewing the bones. Do you know how to see the difference between a male and a female giraffe from a distance? You can differentiate between the sexes due to different feeding patterns. Males tend to feed on a full stretch of up to 5-8 meters from the ground. Females feed low, with heads down and necks bent forward to reach the tops of low shrubs. This means that bulls and cows do not have to compete for food. How tall is a giraffe? The maximum head height for males is 5.5 meters, and for females it is 4.5 meters. Males have a shoulder height of 3.3 meters and 2.8 meters for females. High-ranking bulls intimidate subordinates by standing with their necks vertical in order to exaggerate their height and size. Why do giraffes have horns? They have a pair of short, thick horns on their head. Giraffe antlers are called ossicones. Scientists believe this adds weight to the head of a male giraffe. This allows them to deliver stronger blows to the opponent's body with his head during competitions. Why are the tongues of a giraffe black? The tongue is 45 centimeters in length, which together with the dextra and upper lip allows them to enter between the spines and strip the leaves. Their tongues are black to protect from the sun. Fun fact, giraffes' eyelashes allow them to sense when they get too close to the thorns of the thorny acacia trees they feed on. Eating from a tree with large thorns can be dangerous, because you may be scratching your eye.
If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to receive all our topics.